Alright, in this video we're going to review chemical equations and how to balance them. First of all, let's look at a chemical equation. You have your chemical symbol. This is one or two letters that are abbreviated. If there is a lowercase letter, then that goes with the uppercase letter that's in front of it. So in this case, we have three different chemicals. We have Pb, which is lead. We have N, which is nitrogen, and we have O, which is oxygen. The subscript is the number that is slightly smaller than the chemical symbol, and it refers to the chemical that is in front of it. So in this case, the 3 refers to the number of oxygen atoms. The 2, because it's in parentheses, refers to this whole thing, just like in math and exponents. Your coefficient would be a number that's in front of the chemical symbol. So if I put a 2 here for the Pb, that would be the coefficient here. There's nothing there, so it's understood to be 1. Parentheses right here simply means that if there's a number behind it, then you will multiply each of this by the subscript. So there is nothing here for nitrogen, so it's understood that it's a 1. And then we have 3 atoms of oxygen. And so in just a moment, we're going to multiply that number by 2. So let's write it out. Begin by writing each of your elements. All right, so lead is Pb. There is only 1 atom of it. Nitrogen is in parentheses. There's no number here, but we have the 2 outside. So we're going to take this 1 times the 2, and that will give us 2. So we have 2 atoms of nitrogen. And then oxygen, we have 3 atoms of oxygen times 2. So we have 6 atoms of oxygen altogether. All right, so that's how we count atoms. Let's do one more down here at the bottom. This right here. Let me focus a little better. So we have Li2SO4. So again, we have 3 different atoms. We have Li, which is lithium. We have S, which is sulfur. We have O, which is oxygen. So we have 2 atoms of lithium, 1 atom of sulfur, and then 4 atoms of oxygen. So there we're counting atoms, and we know how to count those. Now we need to learn how to balance equations. So let me turn the page over here to the next page. And here I have an example of a chemical equation. So if you remember, to the left of the arrow, which acts as the equal sign, we have our reactants. Over here we have our products. So I've got a number here, but I need to know what number I put here to make this balance, to show that we have conservation of mass. Remember, conservation of mass means that anything or matter cannot be created or destroyed. It's just rearranged. All right, so over here I have 2H2O. So I've got a subscript here. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to multiply it by this. This is my coefficient that's in front of H2O. So I have 2 water molecules. So 2 times 2 is 4. And then we have 2 times O here. There's nothing here, so we have 2 here. Now, I want to have the same number of items over here. So I have to have 4 atoms. Right here, there's telling me there's 2 right here, 2 atoms of hydrogen. So what do I have to do to make it 4? So I have to have 2 H2 here. And then that will give me 4 here, so that balances. I have 2 atoms of oxygen. I need 2 here. So I need 1. So that's going to put it right there. Normally I would not put a number in front of that, but we're balancing it. So now this chemical equation is balanced. 2H2 plus O2 equals 2H2O. We have 6 atoms over here, 6 atoms over here. They're rearranged, but they are still the same number. All right, let's do another one. All right, here we have the reactants. Here we have the products. We need a certain number of Na plus the O2 to equal Na2O2. So over here, let's start with this one because this one shows balance. There's no lines over here. So 2 atoms of oxygen here, 2 atoms of Na here. If we go over here, we want this 2 to be the same over here. So we've already got 2. So the oxygen is balanced. There's nothing here. There's no subscript here. We need the atoms to be 2 because we have 2 right here. So we're going to put this right here. And now we have a balanced equation. So a quick review on how to balance equations. Even if it's a longer equation, you just still simply break it out this way, count the atoms on each side, and make them balance.